Well, the storylines, there's two places on the map to pay attention to in the storylines. One is obviously in New York. St. John's University was open. The other was Washington, D.C., where Georgetown removed Patrick Ewing. Most everybody was of the opinion Pitino was going to land at Georgetown pretty quickly. Well, he finished with Iona 2 years in a row. He got him into the tournament. They're not big enough, tough enough, deep enough to be able to hold up to be a Sweet 16 or Elite 8 any longer. He exited on Monday. Rick Pitino went to New York to meet with St. John's, then was scheduled to go from there to D.C. to meet with Georgetown. He never got on the plane. New York signed him, St. John's, Redmond, 6-year contract to stay at St. John's. They've been down for a long period of time. They tried a wide variety of guys as head coach to replace the late Lou Carnesecca, who had done fabulous things in the Big Apple for decades upon decades. Pitino takes his resume to St. John's, signs with them. He's going to inherit a program that's way down. You know, they had tried Chris Mullen, the former NBA player, former St. John's star, to come home, be head coach. Didn't work there like it didn't work for Patrick Ewing at Georgetown. But while he was there, then Georgetown made a quick decision, and they went into the marketplace, and they hired Providence College's head coach, Ed Cooley. Not a national name, but did a really good job in the Big East Conference for the Providence Friars. And they are not rich. They don't have NILs to the magnitude that other schools do. And yet he's been able to build a really good program. And they think they got somebody that's a proven commodity. I think both of these could be bonanza jobs just because of where they're located. But, you know, this is Pitino, age 70. He's got 2 rings. He's been to the Final Four 7 times. He's led 3 different schools to the Final Four. I mean, think about his career. Providence, long run Kentucky, longer run Louisville, and then obviously there's some NCAA baggage. It's got his name tag on it, which is why he got fired. And then he winds up at Iona, and he just duplicates it again and builds another really good program. So he will go in, he will hit the floor running. I guarantee you there'll be some really unique kids playing for him at St. John's. And obviously, I mean, we're talking about a Hall of Fame coach. His career record is 834 and 293. A phenomenal career record in college basketball. Also, he had cups of coffee in the NBA with the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, but he's a lifer. And Cooley goes from Providence, he goes to Georgetown. His record with no resources and no assets at Providence, he was 242 and 153. That's a pretty good head coach. So 2 marquee names snapped up just like that.
Well, it's interesting that the New York City, the city of New York, there are very few basketball programs that have been successful. I mean, you know, the city of brotherly love down the road, they have like 4 big-time college programs, and all of them have been successful to varying degrees.
Yeah, led by Villanova and Temple.
Yeah, exactly. So, but in New York, I mean, what other universities are in New York City that have really made an impact in college basketball? I know St. John's, but what else?
Nothing. They used to be a mecca of college basketball way back in the 1950s. And they were done in by the terrible betting scandals. City College of New York, Brooklyn College just decimated it. You know, before March Madness ever came, before the NCAA tournament ever came, before Dick Vitale and Billy Packer ever came, the mecca of college basketball was the NIT, Madison Square Garden. And those New York teams dominated from the 40s into the 50s into the 60s. But then the betting scandals, the point shaving scandals, notably at City College of New York, just absolutely destroyed the game, destroyed the programs. St. John's was not part of that, but they were the one that was left behind. But what happened at St. John's, New York basketball had a renaissance with the arrival of the Big East Conference. And that Big East Conference was obviously John Thompson at Georgetown and the just retired Jim Boeheim at Syracuse. And then you add in the coaches at Providence College, and then what Jim Calhoun did at UConn. I mean, the Big East became as elite as you could have in college basketball for a long period of time. And then that conference its life went away when some of the schools said, hey, we're football schools, we're going to go to the Atlantic Coast Conference. And it really hurt the conference. But you know, basketball in New York is going to have a real different flavor to it because of that guy, Rick Pitino.
Yeah, and I'm sure the New York basketball fans are thrilled that to be able to put one of their teams on the map. If Pitino's taken 3 teams to the Final Four, how about a 4th team to the Final Four?
On we go. Let's